right. Welcome to the 7th episode of the KillCam Podcast. We've been on a little bit of a hiatus here, as you all can imagine, the things going on in the world today with COVID-19. We are doing this podcast more than 6 feet apart, and we have not touched each other.
Yet.
Nice. So we're glad to be back. We're sorry we were gone. Kevin, anything you want to add?
I mean, yeah, it's been a kind of a balance of we wanted to continue the podcast, but especially with like the panic and hysteria that kind of came with this, we were like, you know what, it's better to put it on hold at least until we're like 100% confident that we'll be good. And we were strong when we first started the podcast. We went strong for like 2 weeks, and we went strong for 3 weeks. So now this will be a 4-week binge, and then we're gonna disappear for a month.
But, so yeah, we're glad to be back. We've got a lot of stuff has happened since we last talked. Of course, we can't cover it all, but we got some topics that we're going to cover today. The big news: Final Fantasy VII remake is out. Doom Eternal came out in this time period.
A lot of games came out. Some
game news. Some articles.
Holy shit.
We're going to conclude our conversation around that hybrid console that we talked about last time. And then talk about some of the fitness games been playing during the quarantine on the VR.
Something I have not been doing. My fitness bod is definitely not good.
That's a shot. Okay.
We'll see about that shot whenever we get to the hybrid console sale.
What were the other topics you wanted to cover?
So yeah, I just talk about a handful of new games have come out. I want to talk about that. With the whole coronavirus stuff, there have been some delays in the industry. The Last of Us 2 being probably the biggest one. And another game we wanted to talk about concerning that is so far they haven't said Cyberpunk's being delayed, but we'll see about that. I want to talk about Rick May, the actor of the Soldier. Right, it's a Soldier.
Soldier from Team Fortress 2 and Peppy in Star Fox.
Forgot if it was Soldier or Heavy. I always get the two confused. I'm like, wait. Yeah, so he passed away, so we're going to touch on that. Wanted to talk about timed exclusivity, especially in a pandemic when everyone's stuck at home with literally nothing better to do. So I've been seeing a lot of people talking about that. Talk about how the ESRB now has to give some loot box warning labels, and then I don't necessarily care for it, but I would love to hear Spencer's take on the new Overwatch character. That's what I'm really excited about.
Well, I think let's start with probably what everybody's been doing. What games have you been playing during the quarantine since we've had a little bit more time?
I've been playing some Doom Eternal. I've been playing some Final Fantasy VII. I started going back and playing some of like my older games. Like I started playing GTA again. We started playing Gears again. I've been kind of doing this more as like, other than the new games, I've been kind of going back and playing games that I've thoroughly like enjoyed and played and haven't played in a while, like going down that nostalgia trip since I have the time to do it. And then like Call of Duty, obviously that's like the new game out. It's been fun. Yeah, those are GTA, Call of Duty, Final Fantasy, Doom. Yeah, that's probably the big four. I want to play Valorant. Still haven't got my key yet.
I don't know what Valorant is. What's Valorant?
So Valorant is Riot's. So Riot Games, people who make Teamfight Tactics, League of Legends, these really fucking popular ass games. It's their competitive shooter. So it's kind of like a hybrid of, Siege, Overwatch, and Counter-Strike. It's got like the economy system of Counter-Strike where it's like you buy weapons, you have a money system, but there's certain characters that have different abilities and like equipment, kind of like Siege and Overwatch. So it looks fun. It looks cool.
Sounds complicated.
So from watching it, probably because it's a early access game, like it's just a beta, like people haven't discovered like huge deep meta and gameplay yet, but I assume it's going to be one of those games where like when it really comes out, people are going to start finding some like really deep dive, like complicated
meta and shit.
Yeah, meta and like team comps and plays. I mean, I've seen some like weird things where I'm like, wow, this is kind of broken, but it looks fun. It's supposedly going to be free, so.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'll try it.
Yeah, I mean, if it was free, I'll definitely give it a go. I was going to pay for it. But yeah, that's one of the games I've been playing. What are some of the games you've been playing since you asked me that question?
So I, in this period, have played from beginning to end Dragon Age Inquisition
Jesus.
with the DLC.
Jesus.
It was great. I mean, it's always that series has always been fun to me, except for I know I've vented about it on another cast. Dragon Age 2 is one of the worst games ever made in the history of games. But Dragon Age Origins is an amazing
Origins
RPG.
is amazing.
Yes. And Inquisition is a very, very could stand on its own against any other RPG.
So what was like the DLC for Inquisition? Like, is it like just more story or?
Yeah, so they had 3 big DLCs. One of them is...
So you played through the entire game and the 3? Oh my God.
So one of the DLCs takes place after the game, so it like continues the story for another probably handful of hours. There's a DLC that expands on like kind of the lore during the game, and then there's also one, for those who are familiar with it, the Deep Roads.
Okay.
You know, that's where the dwarves are, the Darkspawn, all that stuff. There's a whole Deep Roads campaign too.
I feel like that one would be fun.
It's pretty brutal, yeah.
I mean, anything dwarven is like solid in gaming.
Yeah. And so I was very pleased playing through that game again. I had a really good time, and it actually got me excited here to where I'm going to probably this week buy Mass Effect 3 again on Origin because I want all the DLC and everything.
Okay.
Because it's not on the PlayStation Store. It's not on any other stores. It's only on Origin.
It's not on Xbox?
It's not on. I searched.
Wow, I would think it would be considering like...
I'll double check, but I know for sure it's not on PlayStation. And when I saw that, I assumed, okay, that makes sense. That sounds like they would keep the title just on Origin.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to buy that because it's like $5 with all the DLC. And I love Mass Effect.
I mean,
so
I've never played the Mass
that.
Effects, but if Mass Effect 3 is $5 with all the DLC, I might, because Mass Effect 1 was free with Origin. I've never played it. And if Mass Effect 3 is $5 with all DLC, shit, I'll buy it, and then I'll just have to buy 2, which will probably be $5 at some point too.
Yeah, and then other than that,
I liked KOTOR. It's based off of that like kind of style, like the choice driven, like
but the thing about Mass Effect is that it's much the combat is much more fluid.
It's like at real time. It's
combat,
not like you tell them to attack. It's like if you want to shoot, you shoot. It's like a third person shooter.
Exactly, yeah, with RPG story.
I don't know why I never played it. I feel
like, yeah, it's really cool. I mean, Mass Effect 3, especially once they fixed the ending, was awesome.
Okay, I'll give it. I'll buy it then for $5, and I've already got the first one. Fuck it, I'll play them.
And then the other game that I have played from beginning to end is Doom Eternal. Awesome, so badass.
Better than the first. Better than not the first. Better than 2016.
It was even faster paced.
It is incredibly fast paced.
If you stand still for 3 seconds, you will die.
Yeah, it's a difficulty wise, like it's harder,
but like they found this excellent way of balancing this need for you to feel like you have to keep moving, you have to find this, you have to plan this with you can just dominate. It's this perfect balance.
And I kind of liked how like weapon and health pickups aren't as common. Like you have to chainsaw to get your ammo back. You have to glory kill to get your health back. Like it reward. It's not necessarily a reward you. It's pretty much just like, hey, you're the Doomslayer. Go be the fucking Doomslayer.
Yeah, it was great, man. I'm already excited for the next one. I even dabbled a little bit in the online play, which was fun. There's the main modes are Slayer,
where it's like the 2v1.
Well, just like the standard,
Oh, okay.
Whatever. And then, there is the mode where it's 2 humans who play as demons against one person playing as the Slayer on like a traditional map.
Like it's very one-sided.
No, it's not, because the Slayer's OP as fuck. That's the thing. And the 2 people that have the demons also have AI demons that help.
Okay.
But the Slayer's OP.
Are you playing as like?
But it's still fun. I mean,
are you playing as like demons that are already in the game, like Mancubus or Revenants, or are they unique ones?
At the beginning, you pick if you want to be a Mancubus, if you want to be a Revenant, if you want to be anything else. Like you pick at the beginning.
Can you be a Marauder?
No, you can't be the Marauder. Marauders are frustrating.
I haven't gotten to them yet, but I saw a thread on.
They're frustrating.
I saw a thread on Reddit where someone was just like, "Holy fuck, Marauders!" And I'm like, "What is happening?" Because you texted me that too. I'm like, "Are these guys really that bad?"
Well, it's just that they can move 2 to 3 times as fast as you, so you can't get away from them, and you cannot damage them unless they engage you. If you get too close, they pull out a shotgun and blow you away and do damage. Or if you're too far, he starts throwing this energy at you. And so the only time you can hit him is when he gets the perfect distance from you, he attacks you. and that's the only time you can hurt him. Otherwise, he blocks it.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty intense.
It's frustrating.
No, yeah, that game definitely, like, when I was playing it, like, even the first couple levels, I'm like, wow, this game's a lot more high intensity than 2016.
Yeah.
And the music's awesome, too. Like, BFG Division from 2016 is still the best song. I when you got to the training room, I forgot what it's called, and it plays, like, the BFG Division, I was like, God, this is worth it alone. Just, here's a room, go kill easy demons for fun while this music just blares. I'm like, all right.
I could do this.
I'm down with this. It's a good-ass game. It's fun. The only thing that's kind of weird about it, this is, like, very nitpicky, but I don't know if you went into the settings and, like, edited, like, your color schemes.
I did. I changed it to...
Did you like that purple and green and, like, pink one where it's, like, fucking bright neon and shit?
No, I did the... I'm drawing a blank on the
the red one?
No, the Crusaders, like the group that he's a part of.
Oh, yeah. Dude, like, the fucking, like, Knights looking dude.
I did the Knights color.
I saw that one, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool that it, like, I never really got into the Doom lore, but it's like it looks like there's kind of a cool story about it all. Like he's part of like this,
like almost like otherworldly,
ancient from another realm, like squad of knights
Yeah.
that are like just unstoppable. I was like, damn, this is fucking badass. And like they just fucking this. They even have like Templar style like helmets and stuff.
Badass.
It's so good. Like that. Goddamn. That game is brutal.
And in the game, I have to throw it out there. I did unlock the classic original Doom armor, and so like all the cutscenes, my dude was wearing that.
Just like the little like green like.
Yep.
Just like that's badass.
It was badass. Anyways, in conclusion, it was an awesome game. It's a perfect quarantine game.
It's a very good quarantine game.
Very good quarantine game. You crack open some beers and you play Doom. Awesome.
That's the one thing I've always thought's kind of cool about Doom is like a lot of people will like harp on you if you're like, I play the game on easy. Everyone's like, loser. But people are like, I play Doom on easy, and they're like, well, you're supposed to be an overpowered Doom player, so go right on ahead and do it. Like,
yeah.
And it's like I play it on like whatever the normal difficulty is, like Hurt Me Plenty or whatever.
That's what I did it on. I still got my ass kicked plenty of times.
I dive. There's a handful of times where it's just like I'll get moshed. I'm like, dude, what the fuck?
Rip and tear.
But it is really cool, like just going like ridiculously hard. Like when there's like a shitload of demons and you just mog them all. Yeah, that game's been fucking fun.
So you know what game I've been really wanting to try?
What?
Mount and Blade 2 Bannerlord.
So the only thing
I have some of the older Mountain Blades in like
Warband or
yeah, they're memes.
But that's what
just memes.
That's literally what I was gonna say. Is like
I have a what is it? It's like a I don't know the exact historical period, but you can like be dudes that have crappy rifles.
Oh, badass! I didn't know it went that far into like the
yeah, and I
don't want to say future, but you know what I mean.
It's fun to play online with people, but at the end of the day, it's just a giant meme.
So what is the online play like? Is it just an open world, or is it like your army versus their army? Is it like a 1v1, or is it just like a...
The maps I played, it's like 100 people versus 100 people.
Holy fuck!
Yeah,
that sounds pretty
chaotic as shit.
Are there NPCs too, like an NPC army?
No, it's only people.
So it's just 100 people with swords and shit just beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah.
Why have I not played this game?
This is like the not Holy Roman Empire. What am I talking about? But like
you played too much Rome Total War.
Yeah. But like early
medieval.
No, later than that. I'm drawing a blank on the term. It'll come to me. I'll say it later. It'll come to me. Anyway, so it is fun.
I mean, the only thing I know from
I've seen great reviews for this one.
Oh yeah, it's
and
getting stellar reviews.
So I'm curious about it.
I mean, if you're down to give it a try, if it's as big a meme as it is, it's just running around beating the fuck out of people with swords, I'll give it a go. When you said it's like a meme, like that's how I know Mountain Blade is like. Just go to like Mountain Blade Warband on Steam page and just scroll down to the reviews where people will have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of hours and their reviews are just like, this game ruined my fucking life. Or like the classic Steam review, someone with like 10,000 hours and the review's just, it's all right. It's like, all right, dude, fucking 10,000 hours. But I mean,
that's so many hours.
Tell you, man, go to the Steam reviews. Like, literally, if you go to Steam reviews, everyone's got like 5K plus hours at the minimum. It's absurd. So just because you were talking about it, I went on to Steam. Let's get a little closer to my computer and looking at the reviews. So let's just scroll down. First review with 49. Wait, how many hours? 4987 hours positive review. So essentially 5,000 hours. This guy's only got 100. He can fuck himself. I thought that said 12,000 for a second. I was about to scream. 800 hours. Literally the review after 800 hours on this game. Jesus Christ. 587 hours. 937. Just saying goodbye, old friend. 3,000 hours. Very good game. Where is like the one? I know there was one where it was like, it's all right.
It's all right.
Don't expect much playtime. Very boring game. 2,600 hours.
This guy has 22 hours. Don't expect much playtime. It's a very boring game.
Look at this one. 7,700 hours. It's okay for a few hours. 9,500 hours. Feels like I've been locked away for months playing this game. Oh, wait. Jesus Christ. How do you spend so much time in a game? I wish there was a way. Jesus, fuck this game. Fuck these people. They're psychopaths who play this game.
Agreed. And for the listeners, the game I was trying to think of earlier was Mount and Blade Napoleonic Wars.
You play as that short fuck.
Yes.
Okay. Speaking of games that you've been wanting to play. All right. Holy shit, I almost threw a beer. Speaking of games you've been wanting to play, though, didn't you mention that you've kind of had your eye on the new Final Fantasy game?
I have, and so I saw it came out. Obviously, Final Fantasy VII Remastered is big news.
Very big news.
My hesitancy to get it, and it probably connects with a few people out there, is that I have never played a Final Fantasy game. So, as one who has not played Final Fantasy, can you pick up something like Final Fantasy VII and just play it?
I'd say yes, especially with the way they did the combat in this one. Now, if it was like an older Final Fantasy where it was strictly turn-based combat, I feel like you'd get it and be like, fuck this. But because it's like action combat and like they kind of throw like an ATB in there, like active time battle, I feel like it's easy for you to pick up. Have you played any JRPGs like at all? Like,
I mean, what are some other super popular ones?
Like the Xenoblade games, like the Phantasy Star Online games, Personas, like any Japanese like RPG game.
I've got a close buddy from Board Game Night who plays Persona all the time, so I've seen him playing it.
So, I mean,
it got sick beats.
Persona 5, I'm assuming?
I don't know. Look, I think he was on the PS2, maybe? I don't know.
Oh, shit. I mean, all the Personas have good music.
It was sick beats.
Yeah, Personas are kind of known for having good music. So are Final Fantasies. I'm a huge Final Fantasy music nut. But I feel like it's very hard because it's like, as a Final Fantasy fan, I want you to get it, but at the same time, like, not being a huge JRPG person, I don't want to be...
I love RPGs. That's the thing.
Then I feel like you'd like it. They're very over-the-top, like, I guess flamboyant's the word, where it's just, like, very, like, in-your-face, like, we're a campy video game. It's like, yeah, we get it. Like, everyone's kind of, like, not necessarily caricature, but the bad guy's like, ha, 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 I'm so bad. Like, not necessarily like that, but it's like... They're obviously it's not like, is this guy bad or good? They're just like, no, he's very clearly bad. Look at how bad we're making him.
He's bad. He's the worst.
Yes. Or it's like Cloud. It's like he's like a kind of a moody character, and the game's constantly be like, look how moody he is. Look how fucking bleak and fucking shut off he is. It's like, yes, it likes to just shove shit down your throat, which can kind of be a bit of an overload. But from playing JRPGs, like I've gotten so used to it, I'm like, yep, that's fine.
So is the dialogue in the game, is it comparable to anime? By that, let me explain. By that, I mean, like, I'm not a big anime fan, with the exception of, like, a few shows, like, Attack on Titan, for example. And even in Attack on Titan, half the dialogue is just somebody going, and then narrating exactly what's happening, or just repeating what just happened. Like, oh, he did that. And then he did that, and it's like, no fucking shit, I saw it.
So it's not necessarily
Jesus.
It's not necessarily quite that bad. But there is a lot of that where like someone will be like, you'll talk to a character and they'll be like, hey, you did really good today, and your character will just be like, like just a generic like acknowledge or whatever. Like you'd be like, someone's like, I need your help, and it's like, I don't want to do it, and they're just like, okay. Like it's a lot of just like, there always has to be some sort of vocal cue, like whenever something happens. It's not just like, hey, see you later, and then like they just leave. It's like, hey, see you later. Yeah, bye. like shit like that.
That
It's
sounds
kind of
very angsty.
if you play the game, when you see like Cloud, the main character, you'll just be like, this guy's an angsty asshole, like an angsty, moody asshole.
I'm gonna kick his ass.
I mean, he's badass. There is a character you'll probably really like, Barrett. He's just this huge, jacked as fuck black dude, and his arm is a fucking Gatling gun.
I've seen images of him.
He's fucking awesome.
I already was like, this dude's sick.
And he gets so
who he is.
like he's like such like a hardcore like eco-terrorist dude, so that like, we're saving the planet, and Cloud's just like, all right, and he's like, you don't care about the planet. The planet's dying. It's like, holy fuck, you need to calm down. I love Barrett. He's so jacked.
I'm in.
So cool. That'll definitely, I mean, like I said, personally, I said the game's $60. For you, I'd wait till it maybe drops to $45. I think then you could 100% validate that purchase.
All right.
Jesus. Spencer's looking up an article of something he wanted to talk about. Jesus fuck. But something I wanted to kind of talk about, not necessarily that this is big news, but I'm kind of finally glad that something's being done about it, considering it's always been on people's minds. But the ESRB, you know, the company that talks about like the rating, like games rated E, T, M, all that good shit, you know, it's like the MPAA for video games. They're now putting essentially a loot box warning on games that have loot boxes, which is literally every game made nowadays.
So wait. Before you can even go any further, how does that make you feel?
I think that's good, because you see all these stories of like unknowing parents or like grandparents who like buy their kids a game, not realizing, and like getting like the parents' credit card linked up to the account, not realizing that their kids, their dumbass kids, are just going to town on loot boxes. And then they're like, what's this like $400 charge? And the kid's like, someone hacked me. So it's like, I'm glad that now the parents who buy this game, not like they probably even read the shit anyway, but at least now there's a warning that says, hey, this game does have in-game currency for essentially a randomized piece of loot, gear, guns, whatever you want to call it. Which I'm kind of curious, though, it's like how that's going to go into effect with like the whole like kind of gambling sort of thing. Because now that they're putting it on there, they're essentially just being like, this game has gambling in it, have fun. And it's like, kind of sketchy, but all right. But parents aren't going to look at it. I can't wait. This is kind of veering off topic, but I can't wait for like our generation, my generation, but for us to be adults with our, I mean, I have a kid, but when they're older and playing games.
I do not have kids.
Because it's like, they can't fucking pull that shit on us where it's like, oh, someone hacked it and bought all these V-Bucks. It's like, no, you little shit, you fucking did that. I know exactly how this works. I was there when it was made.
Yeah, but you have to remember, though.
I'm going to fucking smoke Scarlett in games whenever she's like,
pump the brakes, Slick.
I'm getting jacked.
What I was going to
say,
you
want a 1v1?
Was that our parents would have been like, like, you can't trick me into getting you a fucking Pong system. Like, it changes to where whatever that next cool thing is, you might be just this old fuck who has no clue what's going on.
I feel like since we grew up in the age of technology, we'll always be at least more in touch than our like parents and grandparents were with technology.
All right, we're going to check back in 50 years. That's a shot bet. It's a shot bet.
Dude, after this cast is like taken off and we're the #1 podcast in the world, we'll check back. All of our millions and millions of fans hold us to that. Billions.
Billions and billions.
Jesus fuck.
I mean,
as you can see, we have a lot of structure to this podcast. This is what happens when we take a big break.
We're taking a long break. Be gentle. Be gentle with us. The way I feel about that, I think it's reasonable to put that warning on the label. However, I also think that nobody's going to read that label.
Oh, yeah, exactly. That's why I said, like, if the parents even fucking read it. So,
but I mean, at the same time, though, unless the game is like in-game is like taking advantage of kids, then it's not the company's fault.
So if you want to go into like the whole psychological aspect of it, how
you
like,
know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, how like, well, it's like, yeah, and how like loot boxes affect like the pleasure center of the brain whenever you get something
like,
good.
Could I manipulate a 7-year-old? Probably.
Oh yeah, I mean look at fucking like Counter-Strike, which has like a big skin community, and skins worth hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars.
This is a skinless community, man.
Nice. All right, well, fuck it. I'm out then. I'm not even going to talk about this subject. I'm pissed now. No, but essentially that's like one of those communities where I feel like kids can really go down the rabbit hole and kind of fuck themselves or their parents over financially.
Because, I mean, I know we've talked about this before. The only game I've ever bought a key or loot box for was TF2.
Yeah.
And, I'll admit, there was a thrill with it. It was fun. Like, hoping you might get an unusual in that box.
Yeah, I mean, on Counter-Strike...
I'm also an adult.
Yeah, on Counter-Strike, like, if I get, like... I mean, you earn crates in games.
Like $10. So, like,
yeah,
it is for fun.
In Counter-Strike, it's like you earn loot crates every now and again. It's not like you earn them every game. Maybe like every handful of games. And the games take sometimes an hour and a half to do, so it's not like you're earning them a lot. But it's like if I get 2 crates, I'll be like, you know what? I'll just drop $5, get 2 keys, see what we get. Sometimes I'll make my money back. Sometimes I'm like, cool, that was $5 down the drain, but oh well, nice. But yeah, so I think that's kind of cool. So anyway, I started this topic while Spencer was looking for an article. Did you find that article of what you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So, what I had seen was on IGN. There was an article about how Rockstar has finally confirmed that there is a new GTA in development, but they're not releasing any details on it. And so, what I thought was interesting about this, you could say, no fucking shit that there's a GTA in development. What's interesting,
I like how jacked you got about that,
is that the article very quickly pivots into railing on GTA for their practices with their employees in crunch time, about how when the game's coming down the line to being finished, about how they literally work their employees to the bone.
Isn't that pretty much every game developer, though? Not to veer off topic, but...
Yeah, but I think GTA gets like an extra bad rap about it.
That's true.
And so,
which is funny coming from a game series that satirizes like the corruption of like any business or anything. That's kind of ironic. Anyway, continue.
So there was a question, like a poll within the article that said, where should GTA 6 take place?
Houston.
So here are the options: Liberty City, Los Santos.
Liberty City can fuck off.
Vice City.
That's what I want.
Outer space. Or somewhere else. What's your vote? And then we're going to look at the results.
I want Vice City, dude.
I would vote for Vice City as well. I bet you Vice City's going to come out on top.
I mean, Vice City, like, I'd be shocked if it didn't, because it's like the Florida vibes, like, what?
So the
results, I swear if it's space.
No, the results are 7.5% Liberty City, 4.2% Los Santos, 42.8% Vice City, 9.4% outer space, and 36% somewhere else.
Oh, wow.
So people either want Vice City or something.
I'm kind of shocked that Liberty City was that low, considering how many people like GTA 4.
San Andreas was so awesome.
It was.
That's in Liberty City, but
that's one of the,
you know what I mean?
No, San Andreas is Los Santos.
Agreed, yep.
Yeah, and honestly, like when I was talking about when I was replaying games, like I've been replaying GTA 5, and Jesus, fuck, that game is so good. It's so much fun. I've been doing the campaign, and I've beaten it on Xbox 360, Xbox One, PC once before. This is like my 4th playthrough, and like every Trevor moment still makes me audibly laugh.
Dude, that game made that guy's career. Like
he's been in TV show.
Dead.
He was in was it Bad Girls or something like that?
He still is Trevor in everything.
It's so good.
Like he just is Trevor.
He's like, that is his persona. I love Stephen Ogg. He's hilarious. Every scene with him on GTA will make me laugh, especially the one where he goes to what's the black dude's name? It's Michael, Trevor, and whatever. When he goes to his house and his aunt's like, "We are women and we're free," and Trevor's like, "Shut the fuck up!" And
shut the fuck up.
And it's just like, Jesus Christ. Or he just like constantly like just beats the fuck out of like his friends. He's like, "Come here." He's like, "I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you." Fuck you. And it's like, all right. That game made his career.
So if you could pick a Rockstar title that's not GTA to be made, what would it be? Big Bully.
Rockstar Table Tennis.
Seriously?
No, honestly,
can't be Bully.
I think it was.
I know you've already talked about.
I think it was Rockstar that made it, but they used to make. I think Rockstar made Midnight Club, that racing game.
Yeah, they did.
That was Rockstar, right? That game was good as fuck.
What do you think I would pick? It's one of my most underrated games ever.
That Rockstar made?
Yes.
I'm trying to think.
It's not a super, super popular title because it's so dark, but the action is awesome. The story's awesome. I love the character.
Oh, Max Payne.
Max Payne 3.
I completely forgot about Max Payne. Okay, honestly, like...
Max Payne 3 did not do very well.
Midnight Club is cool, but it's like, if they could bring back Max Payne... I remember you were telling me about Max Payne, how there's like a campaign mission where like you have to bodyguard a guy and you just... Your guy goes to his room, gets fucking blasted off drugs,
well, see,
and then he has to fucking like...
Well, the way that like every level ends like at night is like him just getting fucked up, like pills, alcohol, this stuff. And so like there's one level where he's like bodyguarding for this really rich, I forget if they're Central or South American, one of the two, and like he's on a cruise ship bodyguarding, and like he just gets so wasted, so wasted, like in the cutscene, and goes to bed, and then like an hour later or so, like people invade the boat, and so you have to wake up as like drunk Max Payne. In like in the game, you're drunk, like your vision is like moving around, and you have to try to like fight the battles. It's so intense.
And bonus points for the soundtrack of the game. I know that's like your health. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be a game I'd love to see come back, especially because we really need a game nowadays with bullet time. We have a surprising lack of games with bullet time.
I miss bullet time.
Fear did it so good. The Matrix game did it so good. Max Payne, like why don't more games do that? Doom kind of has it with the one perk where you can like slow down, but it's like, why would you do that in Doom? Like,
I don't do that in Doom. I'm like, I want to go fast as fuck.
Yeah, I saw that one and I'm like, why the fuck? I was like, I'm never gonna pick this because it's like I want to be like fast as fuck, boy. But yeah, I'd prefer for a Vice City one, but at the same time, it's like, come to like the South, come to like the Third Coast, like that'd be pretty brutal.
Come to the Third Coast, bunch of drank.
I mean, tell me that's not like biased because I'm in Houston, but tell me that would not be a good zone. Like it's big cities, like some pretty ghetto ass areas. Like it could be a pretty funny game if it took place. The only thing bad about it is like the topography because it's like Houston's just pretty a flat shithole versus like
Texas Hill Country.
That's true. Versus like Los Santos is like mountain ranges and deserts and oceans. Like it's pretty badass.
Hey, we got Galveston slick back the fuck up.
See, that's the thing I was gonna say. It's like they could just harp on Galveston so bad.
It'd be so dirty.
You know,
it'd be so dirty.
It would be so great. There'd be like just dead bodies in the water. But yeah, I think it'd be fun. I mean, GTA Vice City was so good. If they like, so
they could just remaster Vice City.
That's exactly what I was thinking when you were like, they announced it, but they haven't said anything. What if it's just a Vice City remaster?
Then I feel like they would already have it ready.
Unless it's like a good remaster,
maybe they're
like
saving it for next gen.
Maybe like it's like how like Final Fantasy VII was like a completely redone like remaster. Like maybe they're doing that for Vice City.
Rockstar's MO. They usually don't go remaster.
Have they ever done a remaster?
I don't think they ever have. And GTA 5 is still making money for them.
It is. It's still good. Like my cousin was like, I told him I was playing GTA 5, and he was just like. We were talking, he's like, there's nothing to do, like, on the base game. I'm like, dude, they're still updating it. I'm like, they just came out with shit. But, yeah, I'd be down for Vice City all over again. I need that soundtrack in my life, that 80s fucking soundtrack. The neon lights everywhere, fuck.
Tommy. It also kind of fits in that, shout out, if you're looking for something to do, HBO released a bunch of content for free. So I just started The Sopranos, for example, for free.
Oh, I've never watched that show. I've wanted to.
Badass.
What do you mean they released it for free?
Google, if you have Hulu, for example, just keep scrolling. There's a section now called HBO Unlocked.
What? I've always wanted to watch The Sopranos.
Yeah, HBO released. It's not all their content. It's like Watchmen, which I really want to watch, is not released for free.
What about Westworld?
Westworld, no.
Fuck.
And not Game of Thrones. No, Westworld might actually be. I don't remember.
I've wanted to watch Westworld.
They released like 9 or 10 big shows, though. And like Sopranos was one of them for free.
I've always wanted to watch. I love Mafia shit. Mafia shows and movies are so good.
Tony Soprano. So badass, man.
God, fuck, I need it.
His body shape is perfect.
He's kind of like the somewhat kind of bloated,
fat,
yeah.
But still, like, I wouldn't fuck with that guy.
Yeah, like you see him and be like, that guy's a fat piece of shit, but if I look at him, he's literally going to rip my head off. Fuck, I need that show. I'll have to do that then.
What are you doing? Love it, man. Badass.
Jesus fuck. So, have you seen the new PS5 controller that's come out?
I have. I've only seen some pictures, though.
What are your thoughts on the looks of it?
My initial reaction was that I thought it looked more like an Xbox One controller than a DualShock.
I mean, that's what a lot of people have been saying. Like, if you reverse the left thumbstick and the left D-pad, you essentially have a Xbox One controller, which
I mean, I like both controllers.
I mean, I like both
They
controllers.
both fit right in my hands.
So going from like the PS3 to the PS4 controller, like that was a big jump. I didn't really care for the PS3 controller. PS4 controller was good. I liked it. My only complaint is like with every peripheral, like my mice, my controllers, I like shit that's heavy. PS5 controller is pretty light, which I know more people like a light controller, but it's like I have like this Xbox One Elite controller. This thing's like fucking, if I threw it at you, you'd probably get a concussion. PS5 controller would just break when it hits you. But I think it looks kind of fucking cool. Like,
it looks very futuristic. It's kind of like the top half is white, the bottom half is black.
Kind of got that blue fade in between the black. It looks like an Xbox controller wearing a fucking tank top.
That's hot, man.
That's pretty fucking hot. So, I mean, if that's what that looks like, I'm kind of down to see what, like, everything, like, with the Xbox One, the PS5 is going to look like. Like, I'm pretty hyped for this next generation. Well, I mean, it's going to come out regardless.
I want the next Order to come out.
The next what?
Order.
Oh, the Order 1886?
I want the next one to come out. That game was so sick.
Very under the radar, though.
And I know we have covered that. I just got excited.
Yeah. I mean, I just want... I'm hoping that they still come out this year. I'm hoping that stuff won't get delayed. And speaking of delays, the game industry is starting to get hit by it. I mean, I know it's a meme at this point, but have you noticed that The Last of Us 2 got delayed again?
There's been a ton of delays.
I mean, yeah, there have been multiple delays, but The Last of Us 2 is arguably probably the biggest game next to Cyberpunk coming out, which is the other game we were going to talk about that has not gotten delayed.
Has not gotten
Yet.
Yet.
It's CD Projekt Red. I'm hoping that like they just like how we have the game, we're just sitting on it to like hype you guys up. Because CD Projekt Red can do no wrong, so I'm really hoping that it doesn't get delayed. Yet, they can't do any wrong. Anything CD Projekt Red does, yet.
That's actually my next quarantine binge. Is I purchased the Witcher DLC, Witcher 3 DLC for like $5 for both.
For Blood and Wine?
Yeah, there's two of them.
Oh, yeah.
Like Heart of Stone or something.
Yeah, Heart of Iron
like,
or Heart of... Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and everyone was talking about how like one of them is essentially like the Witcher 4.
It's essentially a whole new game.
People can't believe that it was so like
cheap. I think it was Blood and Wine. I think
Blood and Wine.
Yeah, it's essentially a whole new game and just labeled as a DLC.
So that's probably my next move.
Jesus fuck. You're going to come back to the next cast? I finished all of it. Dude,
I replayed Witcher.
That's a fucking big game to replay.
It's a huge fucking game.
That might be one of the biggest games, like, on next gen, for sure.
Badass game, though, man.
Good-ass game. Fuck. Geralt. What a fucking... Yeah.
Fuck.
Geralt, we need your help. All the villagers are being killed. Literally.
Let's discuss my fee.
Yeah. Can you please help us? We're poor. My children have all died. What's your price? It's like, Jesus. I love how much of an asshole Witchers are. It's amazing.
Because everybody hates them.
Exactly, yeah. Everyone hates them.
So they're like, fuck you.
Yeah,
you only like me because you need me.
Yeah, they're just like, fuck you. You hate me. How much you going to pay me to fucking get your problems fixed for you?
Boy.
Yeah, you stupid boy.
Boy.
Dude, that's another game. Like, I know they haven't said anything about it, but it's like, please don't let God of War get delayed.
I hope not, man. I've also been enjoying replaying through God of War.
I've been replaying that one as well. It's
badass. Although I'm torn, I gotta be honest, man. I'm torn between using the axe. Since I'm replaying it on Plus, whatever it is.
New Game Plus, yeah.
New Game Plus. I'm torn if I want to use the axe or if I want to use the what are they
Blades
called?
of Chaos, or the Blades of Exile or whatever.
Because that's like traditional God of War is, and I played it through the first time with the axe.
Yeah.
But I have all the upgrades for the axe. I know how to use the axe. It's brutal.
The Blades of Chaos, especially when you start upgrading those, like they're fun. Like
you keep some distance between you.
The one ability where like I think it's like one of his like special abilities where he just fucking just helicopter spins like around, just like just all over. What the fuck is going on? Yeah, his computer got an article. No, yeah, that the Blades of Chaos like are so much fun, but it's like they make it so that the axe is more prevalent. Like it does a shitload more damage unless it's Hellwalkers, which I'm like fuck. But yeah, no, that game, even replaying it's like, this game's so fucking good. That game is... Boy. Where's the... It's like, what are we hunting? Deer. Where's that?
In the direction of deer. Like, I'd be like, all right, dickhead.
I remember, like, when I first started playing the game, like, like how the opening screen was the start of the game, like chopping down the tree. Like, man, this is so cool. And then when he's like in the direction of deer, I'm just like, fuck, this game's falling off. Like, that's not even a syntax correct sentence. But I hope that game doesn't get delayed. We haven't heard anything. I mean, we haven't heard any information about that game, so it's hard to say if it will. Before we get on to...
But I also did see, on that same note, though, I saw that some of these companies, I don't remember specifically which ones, because for once so
holy shit.
But some of these companies were saying that they're not going to show up to any conferences, anything until 2021.
Jesus.
They've already pulled out that far.
Wow. I mean, I know that they're talking about doing all these conferences online.
It's just not the same, though.
I mean, yeah, like, part of the hype is like watching like E3 like from home on Twitch, and then like seeing a Halo trailer and hearing the crowd being like,
and then seeing that it's Halo 5 story continued.
Cool. That's when I fucking throw a brick through my computer.
That's when we boot up Rise.
That game's so good. Speaking of old games that we've been replaying, Jesus fuck. If you own an Xbox One, especially if you're an Xbox Game Pass member, please do yourself a favor and play Rise, Son of Rome.
Add us on Xbox. We'll play with you.
Absolutely. My gamer tags K-Stu. His is Big Slick Chief.
Isn't it Big Slick Chief 123? I don't even know what my
No,
name
it's
is.
just Big Slick Chief.
Okay,
your old tag had the
add
123.
me. It's Big Slick Chief. I have like a banana dude is my...
Yeah, mine's like just a K. But that game, a launch title. So this came out when the Xbox One
still holds up better than most games.
It's Crytek Engine at work. That game is visually gorgeous, and it's the combat's so much fun. Like, it's brutally rewarding, or rewardingly brutal. I don't know, whichever way you want to say it. It's just the game's nothing but executions. And you'd be like, oh, this gets old after a while.
As a grown ass man, you better be into that.
Yeah, and it's like you might just be like, oh man, the same execution over and over again. It's like there's a lot of executions in that game.
Yeah, and it changes depending on like the environment around you. If there's like pointy sticks, the execution,
or a cliff or a wall,
becomes using the environment. Or if there's multiple dudes that are all in the execution mode, you can kill them all at once. It's awesome.
And like if you do the arena, you can do like 2-player executions where it's like you and like it would be like me and Spencer would just fucking mog the shit out of a guy. It's so good. Please get the game. It's worth it. I promise you.
Yeah. It's still worth like $30, even though it costs like $3.
Which at that point, you just got that stimulus check in, so you better buy that shit. So before we get on to Echo, which is like the one thing I can't wait to talk about. Oh my fuck. I wanted to touch on this, so I don't know if you know about this, but you could probably give some input after I talk about it. The Modern Warfare 2 Remastered campaign came out for PS4 not too long ago.
Okay, all right.
Which Modern Warfare 2 campaign, great game.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember the campaign.
Wish they remastered the multiplayer because it's probably the best Call of Duty multiplayer we've ever had. But going back to the campaign.
Well, where did you see that?
What?
Where did you see that?
I mean...
Was it in an article?
Jesus. Anyway... Holy fuck, that was intense. Going back to the campaign, it's out right now on PS4. The date is April 15th. PS4 got it April 1st. They're going to have it for the entire month of April.
Ain't no taxes due today, boys. Got moved back to June.
I thought it got moved back further.
I thought it was June. Maybe it's July.
I thought it got pushed back to like
Either way,
August.
I ain't paying no check.
I thought it got pushed to like August or something.
Ain't no check. Ain't no check in the words of Rick Ross.
Yeah, fuck the taxes.
If I say ain't no checks getting cut, ain't no checks getting cut.
Yeah, what is the IRS going to do? Show up at your house, just cough on them?
Yeah.
Please. Yeah. For legal reasons, don't do that. No. So they remastered the campaign, but PS4 has exclusivity for a month for that, and then Xbox One and PC get to join it.
I don't know anything about this, but my initial reaction is that that's just weird.
So Xbox back on the Xbox 360.
I see why they did it.
On the Xbox 360, Xbox 360 had exclusivity for like all the DLC map packs for all the Call of Duties, but it was for like a week or maybe a month on some things. But I thought it was like they get it an extra week. Ever since next gen or this gen, Sony's had exclusivity for Call of Duty. But you would think, or at least what I would think, being a pandemic, no one's at work, no one's at school. You've been seeing Twitch and game servers, like people are playing games now.
Games.
Billions of people are playing games. You would think that they would maybe back down about this exclusivity thing and be like, hey, like, you've got the biggest amount of people now playing games, like, make it open to everyone. Because I know there's people now who are not going to buy off principle alone because they're going to be like, fuck this, I'm not buying it now. Like, what are your thoughts on like this whole timed exclusivity kind of thing? From a business standpoint, I'm sure it probably makes sense because Sony's like, we're making our money, fuck you.
Yeah, from a fundamental business standpoint, it makes sense.
But from a consumer standpoint, it blows.
From a consumer standpoint, to me, it's just like, I feel like the trends in the industry are moving in the opposite direction of that overall.
Yeah.
By that, I mean cross-platform
Yeah,
play.
like that's the thing, too, is like with Modern Warfare, the current Call of Duty out, it's cross-platform on everything.
Yeah.
The first Call of Duty that's done that, and then they're like, get fucked. PS4 gets MW2 remastered.
And so I'm interested to see what happens with the next generation of consoles in terms of this kind of thing, because I feel like hopefully the trend continues that we're seeing now, where it becomes less of a console competitive thing and it becomes just more of a, I don't know, they find other ways to monopolize.
Yeah, I mean, like, still have your exclusive games. Like, PS4, of course, will still have, like, God of War. Xbox will still have, like, Halo and Forza.
What's more popular, God of War or Halo?
Nowadays, God of War easily.
God of War's last iteration was just so good.
I mean, that game, I looked it up because my cousin one time, like, I was trying to badger him. I was like, dude, get God of War. It's a good game. And he was trying to tell me some other game was like, he's like, what about this game? And I was like, whatever game he sent me, I was like, this game won, like, this many game awards. I was like, God of War won, like, 90 or 70 something, like,
so good,
like Game of the Year awards or like first place in all these things. I'm like, look at this shit, like, this is a good fucking game. So nowadays, Halo or God of War, as in
all these things nowadays, Halo.
as an entirety though, I still think Halo might have the edge just because it's Halo. Like, that game's iconic. Yeah, that was bad. Although God of War 3, when I played God of War 3 remastered on PS4,
I love the scale of that game. Like, you're so small compared to these like massive enemies.
Like Chronos or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That battle, I was like, Jesus fuck.
Yeah, he's so huge.
Like, so I replayed that game and then started playing God of War, like the new one, and it's still a good game, but part of me was just like, fuck, where's like that scale? Like, granted, the World Serpent's big, but it's not like you beat the shit out of him. I'm like,
I love the World Serpent.
Fucking all
and then your dumbass kids like,
I understand him.
Thinking, boy,
dude, the World Serpent's Atreus' son or Atreus' kid.
What?
In Norse mythology,
What?
Jormungandr is the offspring of Loki.
Oh, that's true. He is Loki.
Spoilers. If you haven't played this game at this point, I'll skull fuck you.
All right, I'm not going to do that. Kevin will do that. Spencer will not do that. All right. So, during the quarantine, obviously, been trying to stay indoors. And so one of the things I kind of looked into to see if it was viable. I'm pretty active. I like to get outside, like to exercise, jog a lot. I looked into quarantine fitness through the PSVR specifically. And so the games that I tested were Beat Saber.
Okay, I was hoping you'd say that as one of them.
Creed, which is a boxing game.
Oh, yeah.
Crisis VR Gate, which is essentially Time Crisis, but in VR.
Oh.
Cartoony, it's like $3. You should get it.
Jesus, when you said Crisis, I thought you meant like the Crytek, like Crisis 1, 2.
No.
That's why I was like, what the fuck? That's in VR?
No. And then the last one is called Box VR, which is another boxing game, but it's less focused on like opponents and more focused literally on fitness.
What about Rec Room?
Rec Room, it's not great for the fitness. Oh, man, you derailed me. So, which of these games that I've mentioned have you played? Only Beat Saber?
I've never even played Beat Saber. So your PSVR and fitness, you've tested all these games. Has it been something that you would say is valid?
Yes, absolutely.
Really?
So out of these games, my goal was to see how quickly can I break a sweat playing these games. And,
okay, I was about to say, like, how did you rate it, or what was your, like...
And just general tired level afterwards. And so they all have different deals.
Why didn't you play Surgeon Simulator then? Just beating the shit out of your patients. That'll tire you.
You're such a piece of shit. So Beat Saber, as you could imagine, it's a very steady, consistent workout. By that, I mean, you know it's the songs until if you crank that up, you put stuff on hard and then speed up songs, or you put it on expert.
Jesus.
That's a workout, man. You'll break a sweat in probably 10, 15 minutes.
Well, it's also beating like the notes that come at you, and then it's also like dodging like little like force fielding.
Which is a similar concept for box VR, which the way it works, it's like punches come at you left or right hand, and you either block or you duck or you hit them. So it's a little slower pace, but it's more consistent.
Yeah.
Like the songs are made to be like 10 plus minutes compared to Beat Saber. You know, they're 2.5, 3 minutes. So those are both successes, I thought. Now, I was genuinely sore as fuck the next day after playing Creed for like 45 minutes.
Jesus.
Where you just like get in fights and stuff. Because, I mean, you're throwing punches, man. And it's up to you how much fitness you want to get. You throw those punches hard and real, you're going to be sore. Like, I was dripping sweat.
Damn.
Dripping sweat. And I was sore for like 3 days on my shoulders after Creed VR. Crisis, it's a game, so it's essentially it's a Time Crisis in VR on PSVR, except there's no button for you to crouch with your foot.
Okay, like that's what I was literally about to ask is how do you crouch?
Your body.
Fuck.
And so you spend a lot of time holding yourself in a squat. And so each round is a maximum of 7 minutes. And it's like constantly jumping up and down from being in this squat position.
Jesus fuck.
Like my legs are still sore today.
Yeah, because Time Crisis is a lot of ducking.
But I got hyped because they just added a co-op patch, so you can do the levels now no longer just by yourself, but you can have up to 4 people total doing these maps with you, and you can see them and like wave at them in VR. It's awesome.
Can you team kill them?
You can hurt them, yeah. Nobody does that though.
But change it up, boy.
God damn it, Kevin. How's that Bush Light?
It's terrible. So of all those games, you say Creed was probably the most...
Creed was the most intense.
Physically demanding. Yeah, intense.
But Beat Saber and Box VR are probably the most consistent. Like, if you played either one of those games for like 30 minutes, you will be sweating. Absolutely. Okay. No question. Like a real workout.
Damn. But I knew Beat Saber could get intense, but I didn't know it got to the point where you'd be like fucking sweating and being like, fuck.
Song after song, and you have it on like hard and speed it up. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Damn.
And especially what I noticed is with their original tracks, the songs are a little bit easier is not the right word, but they're a little bit slower. Mm-hmm. And so they're consistently releasing new tracks for free.
Okay, I was just about to ask, are they free or do you have to pay?
I mean, it's both. And so those tracks, they get harder and harder, in my opinion, the new ones. So, I mean, you can get as much out of it as you want, which I like. You know, I think it's a nice change from not having to go outside and potentially die.
That's pretty brutal. I mean,
overall, it's been a good success. It's been a great mix-in to workouts.
Okay.
Plus, you get to be like, hey, I get to play games. I don't have to go outside and
jog.
Yeah,
instead of you being like, I'm going to go run, you'll be like, I'm going to boot up Creed for like 45 minutes.
Yeah, and get sweaty as shit and then drink beer.
That's a good excuse.
Yeah.
So to counter your good news and happiness...
Yeah, I got excited during that section, man.
Yeah, well, I'm going to kick that shit out from under you real quick. So there's a new character in Overwatch. Have you seen this? So I don't play Overwatch.
Fuck!
So I don't play Overwatch anymore. So can you explain to me? Holy shit! Can you explain to me this new character? Her name's Echo. That's all I know.
Give me a sec. I gotta work through this. Okay, her name is Echo. She's qualified under the DPS class. Her abilities involve a beam that she can like move around with tracking, but it's a steady beam.
Yeah, like a Symmetra beam, kind of like a
Symmetra beam style kind of weapon. She's got these grenades that she can throw that stick and then explode.
It's like a plasma grenade from Halo.
Yeah, but it's like a grouping of like 4, and so they stick to you. And she has full flight.
Oh shit, she can fly.
She has full flight.
Like what Mercy can and like her ult, like
she can well, closer to Pharah.
Okay.
Closer to Pharah.
That's still pretty intense.
Yeah, she can. So she got all these abilities, but the worst part is that her ult.
Yeah, what's her ult?
You already know what her ult is.
Dude, can you explain it though for the people who might not know?
So she can take over somebody's character on the map as her own. Not meaning that she takes control of somebody's character.
Enemy only, right?
Enemy only, yes.
Okay.
But she can take control of... So if I'm playing against Echo and I'm Reinhardt, she can morph herself as her ult into Reinhardt on her own team.
She's like the Ditto, like from Pokemon
exactly.
of
She's a Ditto.
Overwatch.
But here's the fucked up part. So she gets to do it for 15 seconds, right?
That's a long time.
But she builds her ult at like, I think the percentage was 300%. And so here's when I decided that I was done with this fucking character. So she's been live for 2 days. and I only played last night was the first time I saw Echo live. And I was Roadhog. And so I was on Ilios well, you know, the well right in the pit. And
fun map.
Yeah, it's a good map. Good
Because
map.
everyone memes at that well.
Yeah, and so I was playing against an Echo, and this comes into play for this story.
You said you were a Roadhog?
I was a Roadhog.
Okay.
And there's also a Roadhog on the other team. And so Echo, you know, was being fucking annoying, flying around, nobody contesting her because nobody knows how because they just fucking released her in a comp.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't they? Okay. Real quick. What is her, like, health shields thing looking
200.
like? Jesus, fuck.
200 health, no shield. I think. I haven't played her because I fucking hate her already.
You're like the principal. I'm not playing that fucking bitch.
And so going back to that story, Ilios, Roadhog, and so I'm coming around this bend, and I know that she's gonna pick another Roadhog so that her team can have 2 Roadhogs. I know that's gonna happen.
That's so broken.
And so like
that's like old school, like season 1 Overwatch comp when they didn't have character balancing, so you've got like the triple
boys.
the triple Winston or like the triple Roadhog, and it's like, what the fuck is going on?
And so knowing that she's gonna do that, I'm saving my hook because I know that she's gonna transfer into Roadhog. And then she's going to get ult in like 2 seconds and then ultimate. And so like, I'm going to hook her out. I'm going to end this. I'm going to take advantage of this. I'm prepared. I'm a conscious player. And so she gets her ult. She turns it into Roadhog. Sure enough, takes like 2 shots. Whips out whole hog. And I'm like, oh, I got you right where I want you. I knew this was going to happen. I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the curve, boys. And I hook her. Pull her out of the ult, right?
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, man, I made a play. She turns to me, shoots me twice, point blank, whips out another ult in my face because Echo charges that ult so goddamn fast that she was able to get multiple ults in 15 seconds.
I didn't know that she could do that.
Multiple ults. And then I literally slammed my laptop closed and went and watched The Sopranos. What a shitty fucking game.
I
I even tested it. As Reinhardt, you could get easily 3 ults in 15 seconds. 3 shatters.
So it's like essentially you could just go into a group as Echo, swing your hammer once, hammer down,
and do it again.
And then just swing them all while they're down, build it up.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
Where was the balancing whenever they built that character?
There was no balancing.
So what's Echo's like counter, I guess?
There's no counter.
Because it's like, how can you counter someone who can literally become anyone?
The only counter, I mean, I guess the counter when she's not ulting is, I guess hit scan.
Because she can fly around and shit.
If anything, she should only have like 100 HP. It's ridiculous. And when she transforms into another character, she shouldn't get full health and full armor.
So she could be like at 1 HP and ult, and she's just back
That's
up.
my understanding, yeah.
So, like, someone is like Roadhog, so it's like she could be like 1 HP ult, get that 600 HP back, and then it's like, all right.
Build ult in like 2 seconds, and then get multiple whole hogs. That's what triggered me.
I feel like she could, granted, a tank could be better. I feel like she could really go off as a DPS, like a soldier.
I had one on my team like a little bit later in the night, and he was like, what should I be? And I was like, obviously pick Doomfist. I want 2 Doomfists flying around. That sounds awesome.
That'd be pretty brutal.
My team.
One good Doomfist is bad enough. 2 of them.
You see how pissed? I'm like sitting up in my chair right now. I'm pissed.
Your face got red when you started talking.
Yeah, because it's like, what the fuck is that? Like, how do you get unlimited ults that you could build in 3 seconds? That's so stupid. You should get 1 ult.
Yeah, so it's like that's what I thought it was when
her out of whole hog and she got it again.
That's the thing. It's like I thought like from what the videos I watched that when she ults and becomes another character, she has that character's ult right then and there. That's what I thought it was.
She still has to build it, but it's at like 300%.
Okay,
it's crazy.
Maybe that's what it was. It's like she did it so fast that I thought she just spawned with it. Because I think she was Reinhardt when she was doing it, like the video I watched. And so I was like, oh cool. So it's like she transforms into Reinhardt and just immediately Reinhardt ults.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
Yeah, dude, that could break so many comms because like especially as Reinhardt, like. One Reinhardt could hammer down. When everyone gets up, Echo could just hammer down, smack him up, hammer down again. Like that, you could literally stall the fucking entire team and just walk a zone in.
Imagine 2 Meis running around.
I might have to install Overwatch. Just hearing that, I'm like, ooh, that could be fun. Or like imagine like
2 Lucios.
I would say
healing that would come out of that.
Well, I was gonna say not even 2 Lucios. Imagine like 2 like fucking Zens, like big damage and big healing. Like those because those orbs do a lot of healing, but you can only do one at a time. Yeah, if you've got 2 of them and discording 2 people at once, fuck. Or Pharaohs, you just have 2 people just raining hellfire from above. One's just constantly spamming. Deathless rains from above.
It's broken right now, man.
I'm so glad I don't play that game anymore because I feel like if I did play that,
people were pissed in every game I was in. People were like, "Fuck this game."
I really don't know. Considering Overwatch has been good for the most part, as much as I'll harp on Overwatch, it's been kind of good for the most part considering balancing characters. This seems, you know what, fuck that. They're not even good at balancing characters. They're banning their own characters every week because they don't know how to fucking balance shit. They're just like, hey, this week,
they banned Reinhardt twice.
Why?
He's like in the
He's like
if you're going to introduce a new character to the game, at least put Reinhardt in the game to counter it.
Well, it's like Reinhardt's he's
like the core of the game.
Exactly. He's such a grounded, like necessary tank that it's like a Reinhardt determines how fast the game is played, how the team pushes, like how the team everything. So it's like if you get rid of a Reinhardt, like you don't have another.
It's just a fuckload of Sigmas.
There's no. I remember when we played, I got fucking pissed at Sigma because I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? Because they're just throwing shields and rocks everywhere. I'm like, what is this? I'm just getting fucking smacked out of fucking thin air. Holy fuck.
It's alright, we're going to decrease Reinhardt's shield, but bring in this character that can be anybody and get ult in 3 seconds multiple times over 15 seconds. That's cool.
I feel like there's going to be so many like video compilations of people just doing like trolly shit. Like imagine like on Attack on Overtime, you have a Winston on your team and an Echo.
I mean, 2 Winstons. Anything wins the game.
Just fucking 2 Winstons.
Big ass apes.
They could. That's the thing is, it's like with 2 tanks, it's like 2 DPS would be good.
2
but with
hogs is unbeatable.
Yeah, but like 2 hogs, 2 Winstons, 2 pretty much
2
any
divas.
Pretty much any 2 tanks.
2 Zaryas.
Any 2 tanks could completely.
2 Bastions.
Could completely. Oh my god, that would be so much fun. Just tanks jumping around. But it's like that's the thing is like 2 tanks could wall out an entire team. Like
2 Reinhardts.
Like a team of silvers with an Echo could smack a team of grandmasters probably.
I don't know about that.
Close enough.
Oh, you got me fired up, man. That also counts as my pissed off moment of the week. But I would say closing down, what's your pissed off moment of the week? Gaming moment.
My pissed off gaming moment.
I'm still fired up. I'm still sitting up in this chair. I'm so pissed after one night of Echo. My
pissed off gaming moment of the week would probably have to be so I started playing Counter-Strike again, and I used to be ranked as a DMG in Counter-Strike.
What does that mean?
That's like, or not DMG, MGE. So there's a ranking system. There's silver, gold, MGs, LEs, and then global, which is the highest rank. So I was like,
but what are they?
What do you mean?
What does MG stand for?
Fuck, I forget. Master Guardian or something?
What an idiot.
I don't fucking know. So MG, it's like Master Guardian Elite or something like that. I used to be ranked MG because I played this game a lot. And then I stopped playing, and now I'm back literally at Silver 1, the lowest rank of the game.
I mean, I bet you could win some games that way, though, easily.
See, that's the thing. Is my gun skill, for the most part, it's kind of stayed, at least with, like, certain guns, like the snipers and the AK and, like, the pistols, my gun skills kind of stayed. But because I'm at Silver, like, Jesus fuck, I've played so many games where I'll drop, like, 30, 40 kills, and, like, my teammates are just, like, the next closest teammate's, like, half my kills, and I'm just like, why the fuck are we losing? Because it's like, I might not be the best strategist, but it's like I can slay enough to where we'll win a game. Like, I might not know exactly when to pop flash or when to fake a defuse, but it's like I can take out a decent amount of people to be like, fuck it, I died, but half the team's gone. You can do the rest. And it's like, no, they fucking can't. I've won like 2 games and lost all the rest because it's like all top frag with plants, with everything, supporting my team, and they're just like, hey, it's a 4v1, you guys got this, and the guy just wipes us 1v4, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you guys doing? Fucking fuck. That or
I accept this angry moment of the week.
That or it's not necessarily an angry moment of the week because I participate in it.
Did you get some veins?
Yes, but my other angry moment of the week is just playing. Nice. Is playing Call of Duty. I've been playing Call of Duty. You know, it's cross-platform. A lot of people use their mics. Playing Search and Destroy, which is the one life mode where you plant the bomb, you know? Jesus fuck, dude. People get so angry in that game mode. Like, because whenever the round's over, both teams can talk to each other. And every time a round's over, it's just like 12 people being like, fuck you, you fucking suck. You're trash at the game. And it's like, Jesus fuck. Like, why is everyone so toxic? I love it. It's the greatest thing, but holy shit, people are upset. So it's like, I'll contribute to that because it's like someone will talk shit when like we win, and I'll just be like, get the fuck out of here, you fucking loser. Like, we beat you. And he's like, fuck you. And it just turns into a shit talk fest. That's probably my pissed off moment of the week.
I mean, that was pretty pissed. I'm happy to hear it, though. You helped counter out my actual fury at this shitty Overwatch game.
Oh, dude, that sounds so broken. Like, I uninstalled Overwatch and refused to play it. I feel like if I hadn't uninstalled it,
you should play 2 Maze. You know how pissed everyone would get?
See, when you say stuff like that, it makes me want to be like, you know what, I'll reinstall and I'll be Echo so I can do that. I feel like team comp on that game is going to be like, what characters do we not want an Echo to be? Like, people aren't going to build, this is our comp. They're going to be like, what can Echo not do? Dude, this Bush Light fucking sucks.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
So.
Well, on that note.
There's a lot of miscellaneous
topics. A lot of content.
I mean, we were out for like a month, so, I mean.
Well, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if the quarantine continues, I think we might be able to do this monthly. I mean, I fucked up. Not monthly. We might be able to do this
like
weekly.
Bi-weekly like we used to.
I mean, why not weekly?
I mean, if you think we're down, I'm down. Is this a necessary, are we necessary people?
Fuck yeah, dude.
All right, fuck it. I'm down then. So, yeah, this will be.
I mean, we are maintaining proper social distancing right now.
Yeah, we're doing good.
We have not touched each other, and we're still sitting very far apart.
Yeah, so we're doing all right by the CDC and Trump and all that horse shit.
What about the World Health Organization, boy?
So I don't know what happened with that. I just saw stuff where like Trump pulled out of the World Health Organization or something.
It involves China in the head of the WHO. They're in cahoots.
Jesus fuck, dude. This whole shit's weird.
It's all fucked, man. Don't read into it.
Yeah, I feel like reading into it's bad. He air dusted my keyboard for me.
Trying
I appreciate
to clean
it.
up, boys. Well, on that note.
Yeah, dude, on that note, that's a good way to end it.
Yeah, we covered some good topics today. We talked about, delayed games, some stuff we're looking forward to, what we've been doing during the quarantine, some fitness quarantine.
Yeah, definitely some fitness quarantine games we've been playing, like delays in the industry, like how some stuff's changing, like, the loot box stuff, some air dusting stuff. We're about to get fucking high off this shit. And I really enjoyed this Echo talk. That's probably my favorite part of the whole thing. Oh, wait. Before we go, nice. How much did that hybrid console go for?
Oh, yeah, good call. So the hybrid console ended up selling for $360,000.
Jesus fuck! Could you imagine spending
what could be shit console with no games
for what you could buy like a really fucking nice house with? At least
multiple nice houses
in Texas, because we got a good housing market. Fuck all you other states.
Fuck Detroit. Fuck Ohio. Fuck Michigan.
What?
I don't know, man. I'm just throwing stuff out.
But yeah,
essentially, that was only an insult at Boone. Everybody else, you're good. Fuck Boone.
He's in Colorado now.
Shithole state.
I mean, I like Colorado, but
yeah, it's a beautiful state.
For anecdotal sake, yeah.
All right, we're getting off topic.
One more thing before we get off real quick. I know we did it last time. We played a game talking about video game quotes. Can you give me a quote off the top of your head, and I'll try and think of one too, and we'll try and figure it out, and then we'll call it a day.
You go first.
All right. Well, I've got 2 for you. I'll start off easy. All right. You ready? Blood for the blood god.
That sounds like that sounds like Dawn of War.
Close.
Chaos Marines.
Deathwing.
Yeah, okay. Close enough, yeah.
Warhammer, yeah.
Yeah.
Blood for the blood. Like, remember how you could spam like the quotes? Blood for the blood god. I did an apothecary. God, I hated that one so much. Blood for the blood god. All right, what's yours then? I can only give you a partial quote of mine because one word will give it away immediately.
Enemy shields analyzed.
That Overwatch?
Enemy shields analyzed.
What the fuck is that?
You give up?
Overwatch? What the enemy shield? Wait. Enemy shield analyzed.
Enemy shields analyzed.
Why? I want to say I heard it from something. Fuck. I don't know. What is it?
Slippy from Star Fox.
Oh my fucking god.
Enemy shields analyzed.
I got one for you, and I can only say a partial quote because if I say the rest. All right, you ready? 5 years. 5 long years.
God damn it.
That's all it took.
Oh man.
I have to stop at that point.
That's not a full quote then.
It's enough. Because it's like the quote of the game.
Dead Space.
No.
What is it?
Halo Wars.
Oh, fuck that shit game.
Okay, I'm out. That was a great fucking game. If I was going to do... You know what? Fuck you. We need to play Dead Space 3.
We do. All right, well...
This has been a fun episode back.
Yeah, I think that's a good episode back. Like we said, we're going to try to do this maybe weekly. We'll see how the quarantine goes.
If we're deemed essential, we'll keep it going.
I mean, we're pretty fucking essential, man. We provide entertainment to the people. We got to keep our sponsors happy.
Millions and millions of people. Wait, who's our sponsor this time?
Our sponsor
is Bush Light.
Bush Light. Again, so we don't get sued, clarifying Bush Light is not our sponsor in any form or fashion. Any form of media.
Fuck their shitty beer.
Yeah, until next time, you know.
It's been fun. We covered a lot of stuff. I can't wait to do it again. Hopefully game industry doesn't slow down to the point where we can't, No, and actually it's now that it's April, we're back in earnings season, so we'll do another episode here maybe next time where we'll go over the earnings of the big companies. I'll leave that one up to you since that's your specialty. We'll see what they're doing during the quarantine to make sure they stay sound and things like that. It'll be good. Dude, I'm down. That's interesting. I kind of like the scientific-y part of it. All right, well, until next time, this is your boy, Big Sandwich. I'm so fucking upset that he did this once and he's running with it now. And this is Kevin. This has been the KillCam Podcast, episode number 7. And we will see you next week at best. Until next time. Or maybe next fucking year. Fuck you. Big Sandwich. All right, Jesus. Fuck, I'm out.